what people are concerned with is that your party, and in fact your office as the publicity secretary of the former ACN, has come strongly against PDP when it was having similar situation within its rank, when they have issue as to the constitution of leadership of the party. But your party is having similar problems.
I think it's quite different. You see, you're not following my argument. You follow my argument. Our case is unique. As a matter of fact, in the history of Africa, what we achieved in merging different political parties together is very rare. And what we are witnessing today, which is jostling for positions and trying to manage people's egos, trying to manage people's aspirations, it's normal. But I can assure you that we will resolve all these issues and we would come back as one big, strong family. You see, people have been looking at at the entire merger process and in a manner that is not realistic. It's like a trader who looks at gross profit as opposed to net profit. You see, at the end of the day, what is important is that will we be stronger as an opposition party than when we are fragmented or not? And the answer is clearly that we will be stronger. All right.
It's interesting that you have used the same language at the PDP as you, one big, strong family. Well, it's interesting actually, because at some point, Alhaji Mohammed, I may even try to read some of your statement that you've sent to us, that you talked about the PDP not being able to handle his ranks because of the constitution of the people that makes up that party. But again, a lot of people have asked a question that you are you are bringing people are coming in to join the APC. People of whose characters are questionable, in quotes.
I hope that's what you are saying.
Yeah, that's what the allegations are. That they have come into your party and you've open-ended invitation that you have given to people, and people have said, "String-bed fellows, what kind of option are you giving Nigerians?" That's what they're saying.
You see, I think we have to be honest with ourselves, and we have to be very practical. You can't effect a change from the outside. You can only effect a change from the inside. And in politics, unless you want to rig, numbers are very important. Now, therefore, even the moment that we decide that we are going to merge with, when the former ANPP, former CPC, and former ACN decided to merge, that was the beginning of people with different political culture, people with different political background, decided to come together. But the motive is what is important. We came together because we believe that we need to do so and make sacrifices to rescue this country. Now, as to whether these people who are coming will pollute APC or otherwise, I think the fear is completely misplaced. The APC has a manifesto. The APC has a creed. The APC has a political culture. The coming into APC of 5 or even 10 or 20 PDP governors will not change that one bit. And I'm happy to say today that we are beginning to see changes in those governments that came to join APC. They are beginning to behave like APC. The governor of Kano State only last week, declared free education in Kano. In Kwara State, a 7-man committee has been, set up to employ over 5,000 youth. Now, you can't come to APC and change our manifesto. If you come into APC, we welcome you, but you must remain faithful to our constitution and to our manifesto.
It's interesting, actually. A lot of people have actually asked, what exactly is the philosophy of your party? Because, there's been great criticism about politicians and politics in Nigeria, that most of the political parties in Nigeria don't have clear-cut philosophies that guide people to know what exactly those parties stand for. What exactly is the philosophy of your party?
I think I've answered this question several times. I will not tire on answering it. One, if you go to our website, you'll see the ideology of APC. Put simply, we are a left of the center party, a welfarist party, a party that believes in providing facilities, amenities for the people. A party that believes that the welfare, security, and well-being of the people is the only business a government has in power.
Isn't that supposed to be the basic rule of any government?
Absolutely, but is every government doing that? And I always tell people who say we don't understand the difference between you and PDP. I tell them, go and see a state that was under the control of PDP and which is now in the control of APC, and you see the difference. And I'm talking about states like Ogun, states like Oyo, states like Osun, states like Ekiti that were under 8 years under PDP, and what has happened to those states within 3 years, less than 3 years, of their coming into APC.
All right. It's interesting now that some of the news that we hear about your party, that in fact some of the big shots that you have in your party are now jostling for ahead of 2015. Some of them they have ambitions to be vice president, presidential candidate. There seems to be there are stories of confusion in your party that with the weights that the heavy weights in your party is really lost on who and what is going to do for put forward for 2015.
Frankly speaking, when I read the stories that are supposed to be emanating from my party, I begin to marvel at the creative rumor mill that we have in this country. One day I opened the newspaper and very categorically a national newspaper said 5 people were jostling for the vice presidential position. Another today said, oh, we had actually settled on presidential candidate. The truth of the matter is that, believe me, and I'm saying this because I happen to be a member of the Interim National ESCO, that the issue of who's going to fly the flag of the party at whatever level has never arisen. We are busy trying to organize a formidable party. We are busy trying to organize a party with structures. We want to start registration by the end of this month. We want to go to Congress by February and probably have a national convention before March. The least of our problem right now, I think our priority is the issue of who's going to flag who would fly the flag of the party. But again, people must be entertained, I guess, and people must be kept busy. But really, many of the stories about who is fighting who for what.
There is your party pressure, because you are saying that you are bringing an alternative of change for Nigerians, but is your party pressure on the kind of candidate you want to put forward for 2015?
The constitution of our party is very clear on how our candidate is going to emerge.
Oh, all right, interesting. But before you go, some of the crux of the matter in the leadership crisis that we've seen happening in Ogun, Kwara, as regards immunization, is the issue of imposition.
Absolutely not correct.
That is the allegation that people are making.
I'm happy you said allegation. What is imposition? You see, imposition is when you don't follow the laid down rules or your own constitution or your own guideline. Now, what happened in the party is very simple. After the merger, the INEC rule stipulates that for a merger to be complete, you must put forward names of interim national officers. They are not elected. Now, because they are not elected, you can't have a similar thing at state level or local government level, and it's not by fiat. So what did the party do? The party said, look, what should be a priority to us now is we should go straight for registration and go for Congress. But meanwhile, we do not want a vacuum. We want a kind of structure that will harmonize, bring together the various political parties that have become one, so they can meet regularly while we are preparing for registration. And the Interim National Committee sat down and came out with guidelines on who can be a member of the Interim National Committee. In states where we have governors, the governor, the deputy governor, the speaker, members of the National Assembly, former senators, former ministers who belong to any of the legacy parties, former ambassadors, and the like. Now, the only concession given to the governors was that in any state where we have a governor, the governor will be allowed to nominate the chairman of the interim committee and also nominate 5 other members. Now, the people who are complaining about imposition today are those who fail to realize that while we are negotiating for the defective PDP governors to come, we agree that whatever rights and privileges our APC governors enjoy, when they come, they'll enjoy same.
It's interesting. Thank you so much, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, for joining us on the program. We've been talking with Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the Interim National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, and we've been talking about the seemingly crisis that's rocking the party in some states as a plan to set up harmonization executives ahead of the very busy 2014 year.